How to rewire trauma for a happier life. On one side, there is a trauma, rewiring, and a happy life. Happiness is our essential nature, what the Eastern wisdom says, because I have not discovered, recognized, realized that happiness is my nature. So, all kinds of problems will definitely enter into your life. So, the topic seems to be quite interesting. We have to understand what is rewiring, we have to understand the trauma, and then we have to understand the action part based on the journey of the Eastern wisdom. First thing, rewiring. What does rewiring even mean? To change the way something is connected or organized. In the context of the brain, it refers to the changing the neural pathways. That is how the science explains. But if I say why my mind is constantly connected to an object or a person seeking happiness there, so I am projecting the happiness in that object or a person, is it not rewiring? Eastern wisdom thinks in a pretty straight way. You are wired to seek happiness and peace and love and wisdom from others when it is already within you. Does that make a sense to you? And if it makes a sense, the Eastern wisdom will help you to transform your life. Go back to the science. It is like taking your brain to the shop for a tune up. We are talking about changing those old, messed up neural pathways that keep us stuck in anxiety and doom scrolling. Have you seen the brain? Can you put the brain under a scope, a very sophisticated microscope, and see how it is wired? No, you cannot say it. But can you do something with the mind to rewire? Attachment is there, the craving is there, the happiness I'm searching. Yes, I can do it by myself. I can understand, I can become aware. Eastern wisdom science. I'm just comparing the two to help you. So we have understood rewiring. Now the second part is in the topic is trauma. What exactly? A deeply depressing and disturbing experience. Are you disturbed by me? No. You're learning. But if you fail to understand, will it be depressing and disturbing? Answer yes. I'm making it very simple. Trauma is like a deeply distressing and disturbing experience. Now, the science says in the brain that trauma can create patterns of fear and anxiety and hypervigilance. Okay? Yes, we all have an experience in the trauma. There is a pattern of fear, anxiety, hypervigilance. Now go to the Eastern wisdom and understand it clearly. You wake up in the morning and you remember by thought and the feeling that your honey did not treat you well and you are into anxiety. A sense of the fear that who knows, my honey will go to someone else. Very pragmatic approach of the Eastern wisdom. So you understand by yourself. It is any creepy experience that leaves you feeling like you are constantly waiting for other shoe to shop. Trauma is a deep scar on your mind. Where is mind? The thought, feeling, and emotions. Disrupting your thought and emotions. So you are recognizing the thoughts and emotions. The impact of trauma can alter the brain structure and function. That is how science understands, particularly in areas related to fear and memory and emotional regulation. Recognizing these changes is the first step towards healing. Are you stressed? Do you have sleep disturbances? A constant hammering of the repeated thought pattern. Eastern wisdom says it is because of your what? It is because of your strong likes and dislikes that results into attachment. Attachment results into hesitation, results into delusion, results into pride, results into jealousy. So you have all these factors moving into your mind. One way is to go to the professional and they will check your brain and then they will ask you to rewire. We have a direct approach. Are you experiencing those symptoms? You can take care of it. Yes, the science understands. I have a great respect for it. I did my many research studies on that. So science says it promotes the neuroplasticity. What is that neuroplasticity? In a simple word, it is the brain's ability to change and adapt. This is the key to rewiring. Whatever is changing in the world is you can change it. You have an ability to change it. You have, not animals, conscious mind. So mindfulness and meditation and relaxation practices and breathing practices and cognitive behavioral therapy and lot of other practices have been promoted, have been advocated by the science. So there is a combination of Eastern wisdom and the science. Why? Because it cultivates a positive experience, creating new positive experiences. But if you are not able to remove the delusion and strong likes and dislikes and attachment and a craving, it will come back. Eastern wisdom deals with each and every aspect of our thought, feeling, and emotion. That thought, feeling, and emotion has an element of attachment, strong likes and dislikes, and delusion, and hesitation, and jealousy, and pride. We have a wholesome philosophy. You listen to them, you recognize in your mind what is happening, which results into a depressing experience, and you have an ability to drop it. Now, do I have an ability to drop it? Yeah, a nail, a very alpine, goes into your toe, big toe. What happens? You have an ability. You want to get rid of those depressing and painful experiences the same way. It works. So what people normally do, they say, oh, let me practice 1 minute of meditation and that will help. It is not going to help you. It may give you a temporary relief, but because the scar is already developed as a past impression of seeking and craving and attachment and a delusion, it will not work. Why you are talking again and again of the delusion? So simple. In delusion, we recognize the false I as a real I. What did you say? I'm repeating again. In delusion, according to Eastern wisdom, we recognize, realize, cherish false I as a real I. Or do we have a real I in the false I? Yes. The false I always lives in delusion, attachment, craving, supported by the I thought, which is known as the ego. And what is the real I? Real I is behind, which is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. If you want to get rid of the trauma, You want to rewire. Do you want to recognize the real self? Yes, if I recognize the real self, there are no opposites. What do you mean? There is no pain, there is no anxiety, there is no duality, there is no conflict in the real self. So if I identify myself with the real self, all the problems are gone. But to recognize the real self is a journey, The core of the Eastern wisdom is to find your authentic self, the real self, which is not impacted, influenced, and dictated by anything in the world. So what is right knowledge? I need a right knowledge. Right knowledge, here is a false I, here is a real I. But how I have to go for it? I have to understand. Entire Eastern wisdom is a journey of the self-discovery. And that helps me to discern, here is the false I, here is the real I. And then I reflect on it. I reflect on it again and again and again and again. When I reflect, my thought pattern, my feeling, my emotions, my craving, attachment drops. When they drop, I have started rewiring the brain. It leads to neuroplasticity. That is what science have discovered. So the moment I drop the attachment and identification, I enter into calmness and peace. But a teacher has to guide you based on your personal experiences of a trauma. Google can't do it. Bing can't do it. Yahoo cannot do it. You get only the information. So because the teacher helps you to recognize, here is a calmness. You have been recognizing the disturbing pattern. Now the teacher helps you to recognize the pattern of the peace and the calmness. What is happening? You're rewiring your brain. Otherwise, the brain, according to the science, the brain hacks you. According to Eastern wisdom, the mind, which includes the thought, feeling, and emotions, immersed in attachment, duality, and a delusion, hacks your life. Science says it hack your brain, promoting neuroplasticity. Hack your mind by listening to the teacher, understanding your own authentic self, getting rid of the false I will help you, will definitely help you. Yes, after that you can do a lot of practices, personalized practices. It is possible. It is definitely possible. So what happens when you learn these simple principles of Eastern animals? Look at these animals. Don't they sleep? Don't they wake up? Don't they dream? Yes, we also do the same thing. What the Eastern wisdom says. Eastern wisdom says, can you transcend the three states and find the higher state of the consciousness that is the real self of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom? It will take you there. I offer many programs like this. This is just a simple explanations